of the greatest warrior. Welcome to Clarity Mind. History remembers many warriors, mighty kings and conquerors who built empires through bloodshed. Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, Napoleon. Their victories were written in history, but all of them fell. Their empires crumbled. But what if I told you that the greatest warrior in human history never lifted a sword, never commanded an army, and yet conquered more than any emperor? This is the story of Gautama Buddha, the warrior who won the greatest war of all. A war not fought on battlefields, but within the human mind. The real war. Suffering, desire, and ignorance. Born as Prince Siddhartha in a palace of luxury, he had everything a man could ever want. Power, wealth, and comfort beyond imagination. But as he stepped outside the walls of his palace, something changed. He saw sickness, old age, and death. The reality of human suffering hit him like a wave. In that moment, Siddhartha realized the most profound truth of all. No kingdom, no palace, no treasure could protect him from the ultimate enemy, suffering. And so, he made the most revolutionary decision of all. He left his kingdom, his wealth, and his family to seek the truth. The battle to conquer suffering. There are several powerful stories from Buddha's life that illustrate why he was the greatest warrior, not with swords, but with wisdom, patience, and compassion. Here, I'm going to present 4 most famous short stories of Buddha. Story 1. The battle against Mara, the ultimate test. And then came the greatest battle of all, but his enemy was not a king. It was Mara, the demon of illusion, fear, and temptation. As Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree in deep meditation, determined to discover the truth and end suffering, Mara, the great deceiver, arrived to stop him. Mara sent his army to terrify him, but Buddha did not move. The arrows turned to flowers before they could touch him. Mara sent his most powerful weapons: temptation, greed, and desire. But Buddha's mind was unshaken, like a mountain in a storm. Finally, Mara asked, "Who gives you the right to claim enlightenment?" Buddha did not argue. He simply touched the earth, calling it as his witness. And in that moment, Mara was defeated forever. The greatest warrior is the one who conquers himself. Buddha did not need swords or violence. He defeated fear, temptation, and doubt with wisdom and determination. Story 2. Conquering without violence, the warrior's wisdom. The story of Angulimala, the fearsome bandit, a killer's war. Angulimala was a ruthless bandit who had killed 999 people and wore their fingers as a necklace. He believed that after killing 1,000 people, he would gain supernatural power. One day, Buddha walked calmly toward Angulimala's forest. Seeing him, Angulimala ran to kill Buddha, but something strange happened. No matter how fast he ran, he could not reach Buddha, even though Buddha was walking slowly. Exhausted, Angulimala shouted, "Stop, monk!" Buddha turned and said, "I have already stopped, Angulimala. But you have not." Confused, Angulimala asked, "What do you mean?" Buddha replied, "I have stopped harming others. I have stopped hatred and violence. But you continue your war against innocent people." Angulimala was deeply shaken. He fell at Buddha's feet and renounced violence forever. He later became a peaceful monk, proving that the greatest war is won not by swords, but by wisdom and compassion. A true warrior is not the one who destroys enemies, but the one who transforms them. Buddha won this war without shedding a single drop of blood. Story 3. The Mad Elephant Conquering Hatred with Peace. The plot to kill Buddha. Buddha's cousin, Devadatta, was jealous and wanted to kill him. He arranged for a furious, drunken elephant named Nalagiri to be released onto the path where Buddha was walking. As the raging elephant charged toward him, Buddha stood still, completely calm and unafraid. Just before the elephant reached him, Buddha gently raised his hand and looked into the elephant's eyes with pure love. The mighty elephant stopped, bowed, and peacefully sat down at Buddha's feet. True strength is not in violence, but in inner peace and fearlessness. Even wild forces bow to the greatest warrior who has conquered himself. Story 4. Emperor Ashoka. From Bloodshed to Buddhism. Perhaps the greatest transformation of all was the conversion of Emperor Ashoka. Once a ruthless conqueror, Ashoka waged war on his enemies and slaughtered thousands. But after learning of Buddha's teachings, he experienced a profound change. Ashoka abandoned violence and became a devout follower of Buddha, spreading peace across his empire. Buddha's teachings didn't just change one man, they transformed an entire empire. Ashoka, the warrior king, became one of the most peaceful rulers in history. Why Buddha's victory is greater than any king's. Buddha's victory wasn't measured in the number of lands he conquered or the size of his armies. His victory was in the hearts and minds of people. He conquered the world with peace, with wisdom, and with compassion. Alexander's empire crumbled. Genghis Khan's armies vanished. But Buddha's conquest is still alive 2,500 years later. And even today, his wisdom continues to guide millions. Dhammapada quote, "One who conquers 1,000 men in battle is not the greatest warrior. The one who conquers himself is the greatest of all." The legacy, Buddha's message for the modern world. The world still fights wars with swords, bombs, and guns. But the greatest warrior taught us that real victory is not in destruction, but in mastering oneself. The greatest warrior isn't the one who fights, but the one who conquers the chaos within themselves. Buddha's battle wasn't against kings or kingdoms, but against the suffering and ignorance that lie in the hearts of all humans. If you believe Buddha was the greatest warrior in history, share this story with the world. Let us conquer our fears, our anger, and our suffering, just as Buddha did. Because the true warrior fights within, and the victory is always found in peace. Like, comment, and subscribe for more stories of truth and transformation. Buddha, the true warrior of peace.